Peace to your feet, we bringing the news. Facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confused. From the streets to the world, get the real, no cap. Breaking headlines, put the truth on the map.
Yeah, fast with the facts, we don't play no games. Reporting what's real, we ain't chasing fame. Call Peace TV, stay locked, stay tuned. If you want the real talk, we deliver it soon. Call Peace TV, we bringing the news. Facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confused.
Hey y'all, hey, back on another video. This video we're talking about a man by the name of Anthony Jelks Jr. who was on a run and has now been caught and is currently locked up. He's being looked for graping a 4-year-old and giving her STD. This man should have never been out in the first place with everything that they've got on him as far as past arrests, things he's done. He's also had charged for indecent exposure with a teenager, and he's still, but they said that's not even in his case files, basically. So I don't even know what happened with that situation. But we're gonna jump into this these clips that I have about this man and anything else that I find on him. We're going to come back and we're going to discuss this because this is insane. A 4-year-old little girl, it's crazy. But they are also going for a charge of castration for this man. Like, if they end up passing this and letting this happen, this might end up being something that happens in a lot of other states, because this is actually in Baton Rouge. So, but me personally, I feel like anybody that does things like that, sexually assaulting kids, women, men, whatever, sexually assaulting anybody should get castrated. No way around it. I mean, that's diabolical to just do somebody like that. But let's jump into it.
Convict accused of a 4-year-old and giving her an STD has a lengthy history of arrests and convictions, raising questions about how he keeps getting out of jail.
The I-team found Anthony Jelks Jr. had just been released from prison at the end of June and is on parole until 2027 for domestic violence-related charges. Our chief investigator, Chris Nakamoto, sat down with the Baton Rouge police chief, who expressed big-time frustration with the revolving door of criminals his officers continue to see. Chris.
Good evening, Liz and Greg. Jelks had just been released on parole in June of this year, only out for a matter of weeks when investigators say he was a 4-year-old and gave her chlamydia. Tonight, we went searching for the convict and ran into people who identified themselves to us as his family.
Anthony Jelks is only 25, but is well known to Baton Rouge police, causing problems over the years spelled out in a plethora of paperwork filed with the 19th Judicial District Court.
It's extremely frustrating.
Baton Rouge Police Chief TJ Morse sat down with us Friday, expressing frustration after the same man is now accused of raping a small child.
We've arrested him 6 times over the last 6-7 years. He's everything from firearm charges to domestic abuse, battery, violation of protective orders. He's currently on probation, supervised probation, by probation and parole. So it is definitely somebody we are doing our best to go after, and if anybody out there knows where he might be, please give us a call.
The WAFBI team found court records showing Jelks was arrested in 2020, accused of punching a woman in the face with a closed fist. The charges were dismissed 3 years later. He was then arrested in 2022 for punching another female in the face in front of her children. Bond was set at $30,000. He pled guilty to battery and was sentenced to 6 months in prison. In 2024, he was arrested again, this time for on a dating partner and resisting an officer. He was already on probation and placed on a probation hold. He pled guilty to battery of a dating partner and received 6 more months in prison and was released at the end of June. Chief Morse expressing frustration at what he describes as a revolving door of the same offenders.
It is an issue when we're arresting the same people over and over and over again. When earlier this year, we arrested somebody we had arrested him 3 times within a year and a half for homicide. and then finally another homicide. And just keep getting out on bonds.
In all of Jelks' arrests, detectives noted his home address at this house on Jackson Street. We went looking for him Friday after this new arrest warrant was issued for him, after investigators say he raped a 4-year-old and gave her an STD. A car pulled up and one female identified herself as Jelks' sister. Arrest documents for Jelks do not imply any of his family members are connected to the.
Were you aware that your brother has an active arrest warrant out for his arrest?
With the revolving door that appears to exist with defendants coming through court, Chief Morse says a dialogue needs to happen between elected judges, prosecutors, and police so everyone can get on the same page.
So it's definitely an ongoing conversation I'm having with the district attorney, Hiller Moore. He's also some of the same frustrations where some people are putting in and even getting released before they have a chance to argue why that person shouldn't be released. And so trying to work with them, trying to get all the judges and now commissioners, because a lot of times the commissioners are the ones setting the bonds, on the same page, where give us a little bit more time so we can tell you why this person shouldn't be released or why they should have a higher bond.
With Jelks being a prime example of what Morse is talking about, he's pushing for change to stop the madness.
Extremely frustrating, especially to our detectives that do a lot of work to get these arrest warrants and our officers that then find them. And it's something that we talk about all the time, about low bonds. You know, and some of these things with domestic abuse battery, some of the bonds were $3,000, $15,000 for weapons charges, things like that, which I think are too low. I think that some things need to be looked at.
Investigators noted that Jelks was also in trouble in 2022 for indecent behavior with a juvenile, but there's no record of those charges in Baton Rouge. Here's another look at Anthony Jelks Jr. If you know where he might be, contact Crime Stoppers.
One of the most disturbing he has ever seen. He told me he's prepared to explore every legal option available, even ones that could spark some debate. Anthony Jelks, the Baton Rouge man accused of raping a 4-year-old child and exposing her to an STD, is behind bars tonight. Now, the district attorney says he's exploring every option to hold Jelks accountable if he's convicted, including 2 possibilities that could draw attention across the state and the country.
I can't think of anything worse than a child.
Hiller Moore says he may seek or even the death penalty.
I would consider going to the grand jury in this case and seeking a first-degree rape and seeking the potential of a death penalty.
In 2024, Louisiana became the first state to allow surgical castration in addition to castration in certain cases, giving Moore a clear legal path to pursue that punishment. But seeking a penalty in a case like this is complicated. In 2008, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled the death for crimes like assault, when the victim is not is disproportionate and violates the 8th Amendment. Still, Moore says there is a statute still on the books in Louisiana that could allow him to make the case.
We do follow, obviously, Supreme Court law, and we know that we would have to change a decision by the Supreme Court to do that. But again, depending on the facts, if they are appropriate, this is something that I would consider doing.
Moore admits the idea may split public opinion.
If the facts are there, I think the community would probably support that, although there surely be some that would disagree. I understand that completely. But we'll wait to see what the facts are.
We bringing the news. Facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confuse. From the streets to the world, keep it real, no cap. You're breaking headlines, put the truth on the map. Call it these. We bringing the news. Facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confuse.